Okay, welcome back to the Dublin Academy of Maths. Right, we're doing Series 7, Episode 2, Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths, the line, Paper 2. My name is Mick Dalton. Okay? Now, we have here questions. Right, what I want you to do is just copy those questions or freeze it and come back to it in a while. And I'm going to explain this to you now in a minute. Right, now, slopes of lines. Today I'm going to deal with the slopes of lines. Now if two lines are parallel, it means they're parallel, okay? It means that they're equal in slopes. It means that if you were to choose to walk up this line, you'd find the same slope as this one, okay? Now if they're perpendicular, the product of their slopes is equal to -1, right? And also, we know where a negative slope is. This is a positive slope, right? So m of L is greater than 0. That means when you're going along to the positive x-axis, right? So when you're going along here, you're going up. So you just picture yourself walking along and you're going up. Picture yourself walking along and you're going this way. And you're going down. So this is m of k, say for example this is k, is equal to less than 0. Okay, so if it's positive slope, it's going up. If it has a negative slope, it's going down. Right? When two lines are parallel, their slopes are equal, and the products of the slopes from the perpendicular is equal to -1. So let's do a question. So we have A is 2, 1, B is 5, 2. And we're asked to find the slope of the line AB. Now the formula to find the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You have to learn this. You have to memorize this. Where did they get this from? Okay, so you're walking along here, and what they're doing is they're doing that the distance you travelled over the y's over the x's, so the distance you travel over the over the height gained, right? So the distance you travelled, which is, or the height you travelled, which will be much more appropriate, which will be the height. So that's the difference between the y values, y2 minus y1. So that's the height. And the distance travelled, okay, which is the difference between the x1 and the x2, or x2 minus x1. They follow suit, okay? So you're just really giving it a measurement, right? Now, you can also find tan of the angle, alright? Tan is related to trigonometry. So tan is related to y over x, the y value over the x value, okay? Is equal to. And you can invert it, tan of the inverse of theta of the angle, say 45 degrees, and you can work it out from there. Okay, is equal to, say you would have y over 4, and you can solve it because you have one unknown, y, and you get 10 to 45, bring it across, multiply and find out what y is. So this is what it's all about. Okay, so angle is the distance you travelled over the height. Right? Or any way you want to put it. But anyway, it's y over x's. So how do I find? So first of all, I have to label these points. Must always label them x2, y2. Right? And the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's y2 minus y1. So y2 is 2 minus y1 over x2, which is 5 minus 2. Okay? And it's got 2 minus 1 is 1, 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2 is 3. So m of AB, the line AB, is equal to 1/3. Right? Now, say this is the line AB, these are the points AB, and we're going to call it L. Okay, so this is now becomes L. Right? It's the same thing, but I'm just putting an L. And I want to find K. So I know that if the products of their slopes m by m of k is equal to minus 1, and I already have on m of L, and I put it in m of k as x, and it equal to minus 1, I can solve the solution here. I can multiply across by 3. Okay? So that becomes 3 times x over 3 is equal to 3 times minus 1. Okay? They cancel. X is equal to minus 3. In other words, m of L is equal to minus 3. Or m of k, excuse me, is equal to minus 3. And you can see that the products will equal to minus 1. So you're manipulating the formula. Okay? And in manipulating the formula, you will find that in series 1, you will find all about algebra. And it's all about manipulating the formula, working with equations, if you're unsure now. Okay? So that's how you find the perpendicular slope of a line that is perpendicular to L or any other line. Okay? So a line that makes a... So remember that a positive slope is something you're going from left to right and you're going up. Okay? In other words, if it makes an angle with the x-axis and it's less than 90 degrees, it's got a positive slope. Okay, that's very technical, but just remember, up and down slopes. Walking from left to right. Now, in the next thing we're going to do, given the equation of a line. So say if I'm given the equation of a line, right? So L is, say x plus 2y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, if I change that formula into the same as y is equal to mx plus c. Now, they are all related, okay? mx plus c. You will see that if I manipulate the formula, we'll have coefficients. So I'm going to manipulate L. Okay, so it's got 2y is equal to minus x plus 2. Y, you must get down to the straight y, not the 2y. Y is equal to minus x over 2 plus 2 over 2. Y is equal to minus a half times x plus 1. So the slope is minus a half. Okay? So given the equation of a line, you can find the slope, m, right? And really that's all there is to it, you know. Now this part C relates to when the line cuts the y-axis. Alright? Now depending where it is now, I don't know where it is, but it's got a negative slope, so it's going down. Right? But that C part is what y is equal to. 2. That's very important. Okay? They will ask you, slip in a question there and say, well, find C, the y-intercept. It's called the y-intercept. Intercept means it connects with it. Intersection. All what it means. Okay? So remember, it's very important, this equation. Get used to it. Right? Now, and how can I find out the x value? How can I find out the x value? Well, I know that when that line cuts the x-axis, what's equal to 0? So when L intersects with the x-axis, what's equal to 0? Y. Because reading along there, for y, this is 0, 0, 0 the origin, you can see that y is equal to 0. So you go x plus 2 times 0 minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2. So that's the point 2, 0. And this is the point 0, 2. Now it doesn't necessarily always go this way, 2, 0, 0, 2. It just so happens that this equation has thrown that out. Okay? So you can see, from an equation, you have to gather all this information and use the information you got and put it out on the left hand side. The m of L is equal to, whatever the equation of L is equal to. So you know that you have the information on your right hand side and you can pick it and you can put it back into the next part of the equation, because each part builds up to the bigger picture, if you see what I mean. Okay, so C is equal to the y intercept. Right, now that seems to be everything. Okay, so when it comes to the x and y axis, you know how to find the solutions. And you did it from before as well. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for those questions.